Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
It still is pretty cloudy across central Illinois. Unfortunately, that really hasn't changed much today, and we'll see a little bit more in the way of some sunshine for tomorrow. But overnight tonight, though, we're still calling for a fair amount of cloud cover. Temperatures have fallen from their highs earlier this afternoon, where a lot of us are now in those upper 50s, low 60 range. 59 in Danville, Champaign, Mattoon. We're looking at 61, though, for Springfield, which is where we have our Fling America weather camera up on our roof and doggone it. Obviously cloudy there, and you saw it in the satellite, too. Winds remain out of the east, northeast, between about 15 and close to 20 miles per hour. So for the rest of the evening, we are still calling for mostly cloudy skies, and that's the case overnight tonight as well. But we will see a little bit more sunshine for the day tomorrow. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
The experts have indicated that we can build onto our plan to bring back more activities faster.
More businesses are going to be able to open their doors at the end of the month. You're going to want to hear how Phase 3 of Restore Illinois is changing. Plus, some lawmakers were kicked off the House floor today. We'll tell you what they didn't do.
Technology is becoming more and more important in the education of our students.
And that switch to e-learning came fast. What's being done to bridge the gap?
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
Because of these advances, we are able to make some modifications to allow more activity during Phase 3 of our reopening plan, Restore Illinois.
And that means bars and restaurants that have been closed for in-person dining for months will soon be allowed to reopen. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Roscoe. This wasn't supposed to happen until Phase 4 of the governor's plan, but that's all changing. Bars and restaurants will now be allowed to seat people outdoors starting May 29th. That does come with restrictions, like tables have to be 6 feet apart and away from sidewalks. Staff will all have to wear masks. Other changes to Phase 3, indoor and outdoor tennis courts can reopen. Golf courses will also be allowed to have foursomes on the same tee and use carts. Nail and hair salons, spas, and tattoo parlors are also set to reopen. And retail in-person shopping will be allowed. You can find a list of more places that can open their doors at the end of the month on WCIA.com, and we will have reaction from owners tonight at 6. The Pritzker administration is also pulling back on an emergency rule that would have punished business owners who defy his orders. We first broke this story on our WCIA 3 News app. Our Capitol Bureau Chief, Mark Maxwell, is live in Springfield tonight. And Mark, business owners and protesters celebrating this as a win.
Jennifer, in the eyes of his critics, Governor Pritzker caved. But in his own eyes and in his own words, Governor Pritzker has been consistent here. He said all along, look, I don't want to crack down too hard and send business owners to jail. But that's what that emergency rule would have technically allowed. Under a Class A misdemeanor, any businesses who defied the governor's order and opened too soon could face that fine of up to $2,500 or jail time of up to a year. The governor now is saying he'd prefer, if he has to crack down with a fine first. And later, if they have to escalate, maybe yank their state license. But that, too, is a rather drastic move that could cost the business in the long run. The threat of that alone has drawn rather intense pushback from businesses who decry government overreach.
But those tools are harsher measures than anybody, including me, is interested in pursuing. A business that chooses not to follow the rules can recover from a fine. It is much more expensive to deal with being stripped of a license or forced to close.
Now, after the governor's emergency rule was up for a hearing this morning, a quiet, closed-door hearing here in this building behind me, the governor then repealed that rule because it was probably facing certain defeat. Now he has to go back to the legislature. Lawmakers are going to the drawing board to try to rewrite this rule. They still want to give the governor some enforcement mechanism, likely a fine, not jail time for these businesses who defy the governor. We asked him, does that mean, since you've changed gears, that you acknowledge that you exceeded your executive authority in this pursuit? He said he doesn't see it that way. But now it's up to state lawmakers to try and strike that delicate balance between protecting the public health without punishing many people, or punishing as few people as they possibly can. Reporting in Springfield, Mark Maxwell, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Mark, thank you so much. Senators and representatives are back to work, and leaders in both chambers say they are prioritizing safety. House Speaker Mike Madigan proposed a motion for lawmakers to adapt rules requiring everyone inside to wear a face covering. The rules were taken up as soon as session started. Anyone not wearing one after the rule was adopted could be removed from the House floor. Representative Darren Bailey was escorted off the floor after refusing to put on a mask, and he's not making any apologies for it.
I have a choice to make if I want to put my mask on and go back in, but right now certainly isn't that time. I'll be monitoring and watching what's taking place in there. You know, we have been in a super minority situation until this time. Hopefully, Republican leadership will wake up and force Democrat votes instead of siding with them.
Bailey says he isn't sure whether or not he will put on a mask to re-enter the Bank of Springfield Center before this week is over. On Friday, he'll be in a Clay County courtroom for the latest hearing on his lawsuit against the governor's stay-at-home order. Testing wrapped up an hour ago at the free COVID-19 testing site in Champaign. Today, there were 318 people tested at Marketplace Mall. Yesterday, that number was around 350. They open again tomorrow from 8 until 4. Your best bet for getting a test is to get there before noon. We have more information about the site and their requirements on our website, WCIA.com. Positive cases in the state went up by more than 2,000 over the past 24 hours. That brings the state total number of cases past the 100,000 mark. 147 more people have died from the virus in the last day, bringing the lives lost to around 4,500. Other news now, a woman is facing DUI charges after she crashed into a tree, killing her boyfriend, who was a passenger. It happened Saturday on West Church Street by Carson Avenue in Champaign. The car turned over onto its side, trapping her boyfriend. Police say Marcus Williams and Valinda Bender were both rushed to the hospital. Williams later died there. Bender was released with a notice to appear in court. Her blood alcohol content registered 3 times the legal limit. But now a warrant is out for her arrest, and police are looking for her.
Officers are looking for her. Certainly, if anyone has any information about her whereabouts, they should contact the Champaign Police Department, or if they wish to remain anonymous, Crime Stoppers, so we can move forward with this case.
Anyone with information about where Bender might be is asked to call police. Crews are investigating 2 vacant house fires in Decatur. Firefighters responded to the first fire near Monroe and Division about 9 Monday evening. A few minutes later, another fire, this one about a block away near Monroe and Olive. The fire on Monroe and Division had several fires set throughout the home. Firefighters wouldn't tell us if the fires are connected. The cause is still under investigation. A Springfield man is facing 23 charges for a crime spree that went from August 19th through January 2020. Ronald Porter is charged with murder, home invasion, armed robbery, sexual assault, arson, and more. He was arrested in February for robbery. Police recently connected Porter to the murder of a woman in January. They say he stalked her, went into her home, sexually assaulted her, and then stabbed her to death. Police say he then lit her home on fire to destroy evidence. Porter is also charged with stalking 2 other women. In one case, police say he broke into a woman's home with a mask on and tried to sexually assault her. His wife, Whitney Porter, is also charged with arson, insurance fraud, and obstructing justice. A new boat ramp might not sound exciting for some. Why, it's a big deal for one group. Plus, you might have COVID-19 on the brain, but in one county, they are gearing up for West Nile, what they're doing to prevent it.